All right, everybody, we are live, or we're really close to live. So if you're catching it right,
Whiskey Thursday, setting it up.
you just totally froze like as we were launching it. Your face froze, and I could hear somebody talking, but like it's weird when that happens because I'm looking at you. You're not talking, but I hear voices, and I just wonder if those are the normal ones or if or if that's you or what. Anyways, we are live, Whiskey Thursday. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of season 2. Special guest tonight, Johnny Vo. We are super excited to have him in the house. Also, if you guys are watching live, hashtag live in the comments down below. If you're watching the replay, hashtag replay in the comments down below. And if you're watching on YouTube, I'm going to throw this one in there, Shane. If you're watching on YouTube, I want to know, are you currently a real estate agent or are you an agency owner? Let us know and let us know how you found us. But with that, Shane, I'm going to start on the chatbot spam. I'll let you continue. Oh, now your audio's gone.
I'm having so many technical problems tonight. My volume on my phone. Oh my God, what a day. Volume on the phone's not working. My internet is in and out it's been like this for the past couple of days. Like it's worse. You guys think Canadian internet is bad? It's really bad right now. But yeah, I think I'm getting sorted out here slowly. I might have to pop off and switch internets here. But yeah, hey, everybody, welcome to the show. We're super excited, as Matt said, to have finally Johnny Vo here on the show. What is going on? Good to have you. Thanks so much for tuning in with us and hanging out for an hour and a half, whatever, 2 hours, depending how long this goes. But Johnny, welcome to the show. Thanks for tuning in.
Hey, thank you so much for having me on here. It's been one of my like kind of goal really to be on these live things. So yeah, really awesome. Really excited.
Yeah,
I love hearing that.
Yeah. Yeah, it's awesome. You know, people, I think we've built a name around this Whiskey Thursday thing, and it's a fun show to come on and just, you know, talk and hang out. And of course, at the end of the day, you know, the idea here is to share some value, and hopefully we can take some of your secrets and you know, maybe resell them or something. You know, I'm just kidding. I'm teasing. But Johnny, thanks so much for coming on the show. Everybody that's watching, thanks for tuning in. Like Matt said, if you are watching live, hashtag live, if you're watching the replay, let us know that you are watching the replay. And we always like to know where you're watching from. So, you know, let us know where you're watching from. We'll give you, you know, a little shout out or something here. And Johnny, you're on the show because we're super impressed with what you've done here so quickly since joining the Academy. So, you know, it was just, I think it was just a matter of time for you to get up on the show here because you've been definitely making some waves out there, and you know, we took notice, and we're going to talk about that tonight, about, you know, how quickly you've grown, and what all the cool stuff that you're doing now. So and what's in store for you in the future. So really excited to jump into this. And I see that Matt's bot has gone out, so everybody's
working.
It's working finally. So. We should get some people tuning in now. So if you're just joining us, we're here with Johnny Vo here that is going to share some of his secrets. So Johnny, tell us a little bit about, give us a little bit of history here, because you've gone from nothing and scaled really quickly in the first month, which is very unusual. Especially in the real estate world. It's a tough industry, right? So brand new agency owner, and as I understand, you were, you know, working a 9-to-5 job, quit that, started an agency. Again, Matt and I still don't understand why people do this. So, and jump into the real estate world, right? Because it's a tough industry. But give us a little bit of background here, where you're coming from, and what you've been able to achieve in such a quick amount of time.
Yeah, I don't know how far back you want me to go, but I came from Vietnam, came here, basically started my life in 2003 when I first came here. It took me a long time to carry a conversation in English, really long time. It took me from 6th grade all the way till sophomore year before I could speak English and talk with another person in English. So I had really difficulty, or difficulty speaking with other people. But now I love it. I really enjoy speaking with other people, and I really enjoy connecting with people. But so basically my life, I joined the military. I joined the Marines in order to pay for college, because my parents and my mom, my dad was basically telling me to go to college. right? Just like everyone else.
You went for the GI Bill.
Exactly. And so I was, they were not going to pay for school. So I was like, okay, I'll have to figure something out. I went to work and tried to go to school. That did not work out so well. That took so much time, so much money that I didn't have, so much effort also. So I just joined the Marine Corps, served the country, did my time, and got out and went to college for machining. And that's what my stepdad did. He worked for Boeing. And so that's what my family told me to do. So that's what I did, right?
Wow.
So I worked as a machinist for.
What did you do in the Marines?
I was a tanker, so I operate the M1A1 Abrams.
Yep.
Ooh,
very cool.
Tell us a little bit about that. That sounds fun.
I mean, it's a lot more glorified than what you think it is, but it's really fun when you actually get to go out there and shoot and drive and shoot the tank and stuff like that. But that's like 1/10 of what you actually do. The rest of it is just you're just a glorified machine, a mechanic, basically. hot in the desert.
Oh, in the tank. It's
Don says, "Woot woot, semper fi, devil dog."
So what in the tank? There's a bunch of people that sit inside the tank, right? Because I watch the movies. But I have a zero experience in any of this, right? But so in the tank, there's a bunch of guys in there, right? Like, what part do you control?
Yeah, so it goes from you basically move up in rank, and as you move up in rank, you change position. So the whole point is to change position as you grow in rank, right? So I started as a driver. Everyone started as a driver, and the driver is the only one.
That's where you start?
Yeah,
that's crazy. I'd want to be the driver.
Yeah, the driver is the best one because you actually have your own spots in front of the tank.
Yeah.
Like at the bottom, not up at the hole and stuff like that. So at the bottom, so you get to drive the hole. But so you get your own spot. You get to lock yourself in with a chair and everything like that. And then you move up to be a loader. And so that's like the worst position. So you get to load the rounds, and the rounds are about like yay big. And it's like 60 to 80 pounds per round. And then you move on to gunner, which is the best part. You get to shoot the tank. And then you move up from there to be the tank commander.
Okay. The tank commander is the guy who gets to sit outside, right?
Yeah, the one that
around gets sniped.
Yeah, exactly. But there's only 3 people inside of the tank that's like together, and then the driver's like separated.
Okay.
Very cool. Well, thanks for the lesson. I feel ready.
The walkthrough.
Yeah.
Walkthrough. So you were in there and you were sitting there thinking, man, I wish I could make money online, right?
Yeah, I don't think that's what I was thinking. I was thinking, man, it's hot as balls in here. That's what I was thinking. Yeah.
And so from there you went to college afterwards.
Yeah, I went to college for machining, and I actually didn't even finish my school. I basically went for 1 year, and I was just, I'm not a school person. I'm just gonna say this out front. I suck at school. I just really, really suck at it. But so basically I finished school for 1 year, and then I got a job as a machinist, a really good position actually. I made $22 an hour right after college. And I mean, for regular, like everyone else, $22 is pretty good, right? So then went to work every single day, and the turning point was me driving to work at 4:30 in the morning. And I am not a morning person, first of all, and I have to drive in this old car that I have on the same road, doing the same thing every single day. And basically I was just like, is this it? Like, is this the rest of my life? What can I do? $1,800 is how much I made after taxes and before bills.
Wow. Crazy. Yeah, that's wild. So you're driving down the road, you think to yourself, yep, I can't do this every single day. There's absolutely no way. So what happens next after that?
Yeah, so I mean, every day I have this earbuds in my head while I'm working, listening to podcasts about wealth, about freedom, about real estate mostly, because I enjoy real estate. I love listening to real estate stuff.
What podcast were you listening to?
Bigger Pocket mostly.
Oh yeah. Yep.
Yeah, I like learning a lot about real estate investing because my family and I are real estate investors. Well, not I, but mostly my family. They got inheritance from my stepfather when he passed away, and they all got real estate, and my mom had to take care of it, and I kind of got involved to help her because she doesn't speak English. So I kind of got involved into it, and now I own 2 properties, sold them. We're gonna move to Texas actually, and make the money go a little bit further with the investing side. But yeah,
That's
very
awesome.
cool. Who's got the background noise? Is that you, Matt?
Do I have background noise?
I don't know. I can hear our voices in the background. Is that you?
oh, that's me.
It's all good.
Yeah, so that's what happened. Basically, I got fed up with it. I thought there had to be something different, and I just went down the rabbit hole on YouTube, and then I just somehow came across you guys' basically course, and I saw real estate and I jumped on it. Right.
So is the Academy the first program you jumped into? From
no,
like
the cat. There was one more before you guys. Basically, they're the one who got me into like social media marketing and everything like that. But it was okay. It was not what I was looking for. But then I found this course. Luckily, I found this course, to be honest, because I say this to a lot of people that I speak to. I own this course. Like 50% of my success is what I usually tell people.
Awesome. That's great. Well, and at the end of the day too, right? I mean, you put in the effort. I mean, it's obvious. And you were driven to, change things for yourself. Right. So, I mean, you basically implemented, some of the things that we're teaching. And at the end, I always say we're leading the way, but you're really you're putting in all the effort here. Right.
Yeah. We get a lot of people that'll, say how this did this and this did that. But at the end of the day, like, we've got information that you can use. But a lot of people are going to take that information. They're going to do nothing with it. And it's a small few that we get to interview on the Whiskey Thursday episodes, right?
Awesome. That's awesome. Let's get some shout outs here for some of the people that are watching really quickly here. We've got, I don't know if I'm saying this correctly, but Vignesh, that's here. How's it going? Esteban is watching. We got Blake watching live. Joshua Cahill showed up. Alec is here. Alan is here. Who else? We got Kevin Tran, Mike King.
Let us know you're here. # live. Let us know you are here live.
Leon, what is going on? Mo, Mason, Dora, Sean, William, Don, Chuck. Let me see. Zach Burgess.
This is awesome.
Aaron and Peter is here as well. So good stuff. Esteban says we hit the jackpot with Shane and Matt's program. Thanks, Esteban. It's really nice of you. Really appreciate that.
Mike says the American dream. Incredible.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes.
You got a great story, Johnny. And, really appreciate you sharing this. Unfortunately, I mean, you're only 27 years old, which is incredible. You got a birthday this month. Early happy birthday to you. But 27 years old and you've accomplished all of this, and now you've built up a great agency. We're going to talk a little bit about how you were able to scale, $0 to $10,000 in just about 30 days. And then beyond that in about 4 months, just over $30,000 in revenue.
Where are you currently at in your monthly revenue?
34,000 in my agency.
Yep. That is incredible.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
You think about how many 27-year-olds out there, 25-year-olds, 30, 35-year-olds, whatever, how many people are out there making that kind of money controlling their own business?
Remind us again how long you've been at this for, because I think that's the most amazing part.
Yeah. Started in January of 2020. Literally, I posted a video of me walking out of my job January. So basically 5 months.
Wow.
4 days.
Wow.
That's awesome. If anybody finds that video, I want to see it. Throw up a link inside the chat.
Yeah.
I want to take a look at that. Is that on your feed, Johnny?
Yeah, it is. Someone's going to find it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Walking out, the song "All I Do Is Win" is playing.
Yeah, literally. I was just like, peace. I was just like pointing at my company. I was just like, bye. It was like literally a perfect day. I got out of work because they said I didn't have to be there anymore because I put in my 2 weeks. So I got off my work and it was a sunny day in Portland. I don't know if anyone here live in Portland, ever been in Portland, Oregon, but it rains all the time.
Yeah.
So just random sunny day, and I'm driving home from work knowing that I don't have to go back to work, a 9-to-5 job anymore.
Okay, so a little bit of information on that. Did you already have a successful agency when you left, or what?
Yeah, I left when I got my first 3 clients. Yeah.
Your first 3 clients. So what were you at monthly when you left your job?
$9,000.
$9,000 a month.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. And because I think that's something a lot of people like really waver with. Do I leave now, like, because I know I can do it, or do I leave, you know, after I've worked my butt off with a side hustle to get this thing going? You know, I was one of the ones that I left not knowing.
Like this is sorry, let me interrupt, but this is a great story here, Johnny. Like, you're up against all odds out there, right? Like, you've got a lot. You know, it's a tough business, right? And you're working 9 to 5. Like, I mean, at the end of the day, like, you know, somebody's just listening to your story. It's like, fuck it, anybody can do this, right? Like, I mean, that's the reality, right? I mean, and we see this over, like, there's a lot of other people that have seen this level of success as well. But I mean, at the end of the day, it really is a possibility, which is amazing, right? And knowing, I'm sure knowing what you know now, if you had the opportunity to leave that 9 to 5 job before, you probably would have, right?
Oh yeah, by probably 6 months prior, yeah.
Yeah, but it's a scary thing. Like, it's especially if you're, you know, if you're just kind of getting into this, and there's some comfort into that full-time job and that, you know, regular paycheck coming in. There's a lot of comfort and security in that, right?
Yeah.
And I'm curious to know, being that, you know, you're a fairly new entrepreneur, and this, I mean, you're new at all this, right?
Yeah.
Still, I mean, it's only 6 months. I mean, that's just the reality of it. How do you feel now, like, in terms of, you know, your security and just, you know, like, do you feel like you're, you know, you can accomplish anything at this point? Do you feel like you have more security now that you're in control? Like, how you're feeling now?
Yeah. Before I answer that question, I just want to point out that, you know, you were saying like anyone can do this, right? Like, honestly, when I was in Vietnam, I was homeless at one point, came here not knowing English, right? Don't have a job, didn't finish school. Yeah, there's just so many obstacles that if I can do it, anyone can do it. It just sounds so cliche. It's just,
you were homeless in Vietnam. You came here in 2003. You're 27, so that would mean you were like 10. You were 10 years old.
8, yeah, about, yeah, oh, 10, yeah, yeah, about that. I came in 2003, yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And you were homeless when you were there, or when you were here?
When I was there.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, my parents split. I lived with my grandma. Didn't know my parents at all. Didn't really have family, just my grandma. Homeless at one point. Yeah, there's just a whole bunch of stuff. So I said, you know, if I can do it, most of everyone can do it. Anyone can do it.
Yeah. I mean, we always say anybody can do this, but 99.9% of people won't, right?
Yeah.
I mean, just because anybody can doesn't mean people will. Yeah. And it's funny because we talk about, you know, a lot of people have had, you know, this kind of success. It's funny because we see inside of the group, inside of the private group, stuff like that. So we see, you know, a large number of people do have success in this space, but we're in such a tiny bubble when we look at that. And if you look at it outside of that bubble, like in the big, you know, real world, like a lot of people don't have that kind of success, you know? It's really the people that just buckle down and really dive in and persevere. I think that's one of the biggest things, is that a lot of people don't persevere through the difficulty. I mean, Did you have a lot of difficulty when you were starting, or was it you were just lucked out and you crushed it right off the bat?
I enjoy speaking with people. I enjoy discomfort. I don't know. It's just like one of those masochist thing. I don't know, but I just really like being trying new things, and I just like being uncomfortable. If I get this like butterfly feelings in my stomach, like, oh man, I'm about to step on stage, I go and do it. Like, that's the type of things that I like doing. And so, yeah. And to answer your question, Shane, I feel a lot more secured. I know I'm thinking different now. Like, my mindset is completely different, right? I'm actually thinking about, you know, starting my family, right? Actually able to think about that type of things, because $1,800, I can't even, like, I can rent maybe a studio here in Portland, Oregon, right? So now I can actually think about other things, like my girlfriend, my mom, my brother, my sister, whatever, other people, and then just my future in general.
Yeah. That's incredible.
So my mindset has changed a lot.
That's an awesome story. So, I mean, I guess what do you feel really does separate you from the people that maybe they buy the course, or maybe they buy a different course, or they, just go at it on their own. Like, what separates you from everybody else who tries this and doesn't really get anywhere?
Not taking action. That's it. They try, but they don't like actually go and do it, right? Like they just don't take action. They have all this information and they just don't. So like, this is what I come across a lot with people that I speak to who are new, is basically they have some of the information, but they're not willing to go learn more because they think like they take a course and they think that's it. Right? Like, obviously there's more to learn, more to go out there and do, more networking to do, or just actually applying what you're taught. And I think that's like probably the biggest thing. It's just action.
I mean, it seems so simple, right?
I hate saying that type of things to people and on like interviews and stuff like that, because it's so cliche at this point, but it's
right.
literally like, that's it. Like, that's the only thing that is that really moved the needle.
Yeah, with just taking action. And I mean, did you do anything crazy? Did you do anything, out there wild when you were getting started, or you just buckled down and did the basics?
I literally watched the course and literally did it step-by-step instruction of what the heck Shane was saying in that course. Literally, that's it. For when I first started, literally my first 3 clients, I literally just watched the course, and Shane said, hey, go out there and get a testimonial, right? Go out there and do a trial to get testimonial. And why do you need to do that? And then so it just makes sense to me. So I literally went out there and did it. I literally ran a Facebook ad like Shane taught. I literally went out there to networking events, Facebook posts, LinkedIn, whatever, all of the things to get trial clients. And then luckily, 3 of them turned into actual paying clients right after the trial.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how I landed my first $9,000.
That's wild. That's great.
So you turned the trials into clients.
I'm so happy that worked. Yeah, that's awesome. And that's the truth, right? I mean, it's just it's the simplest method out there, right? Especially when you're getting started. And it's the exact same method I used. It's the same method that plenty of other people have used that have had success with that. And clearly, again, we're seeing somebody else that's had amazing success with it, right? And then from that, you can continue scaling, because now you have, and it's not just that you have the results and you have testimonials and all that. You now have confidence.
Yeah.
You have that confidence that you can get out there and now start talking to anybody. And it's like, yeah, I've got clients, I've got results, I know how to do this, right? I've got support, I've got, a team of people. And we always say this inside the academy too, like at the end of the day, you really have a team that's behind you, that you have the support to support you as you're, going through this. And if you run into any problems or you have questions or anything like that. So you gain all of that extra confidence, which makes it even easier to start acquiring more customers, right? Which is fantastic. So great job on that. Great job for like really implementing that. And, there's not too many out that have done that specifically in that way, but I know it works because that's what I did. And I see you, and now I can just, I can always say Johnny Vo did it. So if he did it, anybody can do that. That's awesome. That's awesome. I'm so happy for you, man. That's
Thank
great.
you. Yeah, I literally ran a Facebook. I ran a Facebook ad because most people were like, okay, yeah, don't try Facebook ad until you do this and that. I was like, you know what? I'm going to try everything I can that they taught, and I'm just going to do it. And so I did it. I ran a Facebook ad, spent $129, got 14 opted into the ad, call all 14 people, only 10 people book an appointment, and only 5 people actually become trial clients, and 3 become actual. And then so I got 5 testimonials right after 2 weeks of starting what I'm starting.
Are you still using that same ad?
Yeah, kind of.
What does that mean?
I love it.
What does that mean? Why? I'm curious to know what that means. Kinda.
I mean, like I show people to do it just because people need help, right? But I also do it sometimes just to like get more testimonial, because that goes into the strategy that I use for inbound leads.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I love it. I love it. And you actually have, you have an agent. Well, tell us a little bit about your business, because I know you've got an agency, you've got a coaching business, like you've got a couple things going on.
Yeah.
That
so
happened really fast.
Yeah. I really enjoyed the model of leveraging.
Mm-hmm.
If I can leverage anything, I would leverage it. And that's just how I like doing things.
Mm-hmm.
So I have a VA, so I leverage her to do all of my client acquisition now, right? So basically everything that I did before. So LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, cold email, Facebook ad, Facebook posts, Facebook groups, all of that. Basically she take care of, and then I just do the sales. And then for my fulfillment, I basically outsource that to the people that does it best. Or obviously in the beginning, I did all of that by myself. But then the more that I scale up, the more that I wanted to have more time back. And then so I just focus on sale and outsource that part. So that's what's going on in my business at the moment. And I'm looking to scale up from here. And then so yeah, that's where I'm at.
I love it.
And you're doing your coaching stuff on the side as well, right?
Yeah. So basically,
so basically that's completely, well, it's still part of your business, but it's another revenue stream that you've got going on, which is the coaching.
yeah, a really big revenue stream besides my agency. So I basically do Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday for agency, and then Thursday, Friday for coaching.
Mm-hmm.
And then so that's how I split up my week. So then I can take influx a lot of book appointments for my business and my agency side, and then for my coaching side, people come to me. So that's kind of like inbound leads. I don't have to go out there and find those people.
Nice. And I mean, tell us a little bit, because I mean, a lot of people probably don't know, like, that you're Shane. I mean, Johnny's #1 affiliate for the program, right?
Yep, Johnny's #1 affiliate for the program.
That's what I thought. He's the #1 affiliate for the program. So,
not only is he making money from, you've already paid off the course, right? Like just from the affiliate stuff. And you've got, more in the pipeline. You're always bringing in new students. And it's great. I mean, it's and I think that's another great opportunity for anybody that's part of the academy. And I think it's an easy sell too, especially if you're getting, if you're getting results and you're posting that and you're staying top of mind and you're constantly talking to people. People are always wondering, like, where did you learn this stuff, right? There's not that many options out there where there are some really, really good programs, and you've gone ahead, aside from, building your agency to over $30,000 a month, plus your coaching program, which is very, very successful. You've also, say, you know what, I can sell this course. so you sell the course as well, and making a little bit of revenue from that. So which is awesome. So yes, Johnny is our #1 affiliate right now.
I thought he was the #1. I just want to make sure. So he's the #1 affiliate right now. And you're kind of like, I mean, explain it to us, because you're kind of using the course, but you're also using your coaching to go back and forth and kind of go hand in hand. So tell us a little bit about that. And then we'll kind of dive into a little bit more about your coaching business, because I'm curious to hear more about that.
Yeah. So it's pretty simple. Basically, whoever is interested to get into this niche, right? So most people, they go through Facebook ad, or go through an ad or whatever, your funnel to find the course or whatnot. And they just come to me. And what I do is I basically refer them, right? So I just tell them, like, hey, if you want to learn like majority of what I know about this industry, this is the course. I usually don't endorse course, but I tell people I owe 50% of my success to this course, and I can say that with confidence. And so so basically people come to me and I just refer people to course, or they do one-on-one coaching with me. Some people enjoy taking courses because they can go at their own pace. Yep. Right? And then and then also what I also pitch is they get full access to the community, which is like, I don't know, invaluable, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, the private group.
Yeah, the private group, exactly.
What's your favorite part about the private group? What do you think has been the biggest advantage to having access to that?
I mean, the people that are in it, obviously, the support, the safety net, which Shane and you guys were talking about earlier, right? Like going out there, just doing it, and not basically as a beginner, right? Mm-hmm. I have to support, basically have this, the inner circle group that you guys have basically was my safety net. If I just literally went out there and did it, if I didn't know what I was doing, I just came to the course and I asked questions, and that was it. If I don't know, like, hey, I'm not sure how to run this ad. Can anyone help? And people are just like, yes, I got you. Da, 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 da. And then that was it. That was my answer. And that was the biggest contributor to where I'm at now, mostly, besides the obviously.
I love that. Like one of my favorite things, and Shane, you can probably agree with this, is like we see somebody come in, they get into the course, and then they start asking questions inside the course. And then it's like the ones that take action, they end up answering questions like 3 to 6 months later. And it's this cycle that is just awesome for everybody that's really coming in.
For sure.
That we could never have planned for.
A lot of
we don't
great
take
people.
credit for it.
Yeah, and there's a lot of great people inside the, inside of the private group. And I think, part of it too, like even for myself, right? The private group, it's just like, my own selfishness, just the network of people, right? Like it just being able to connect with all these people, all these great marketers that, and there's so many of them now. And then all of the people, like all these up and coming marketers that are doing great things, like you, Johnny, like, there's a bunch of other ones as well. And it's just been a great community to be able to be able to connect with these people and to network with these people as well. So
you froze again, Shane. You look quite confused in your frozen face. So
you look very majestic, very, very good.
There you go. We'll go with majestic. Why not? Connie, you're so nice. But so tell us a little bit more about your coaching program, right? Because you actually, like I said, you're using it kind of hand in hand, one to work with the other. But I mean, what are people joining your course for? Especially like if you get somebody to go get the program, the academy. Sorry, there we go. Whiskey Thursday, everybody. If you get somebody to go and purchase the academy and then they come to you for that coaching, I mean, what are you doing to kind of really dial in? And yeah, I don't even know how to word that right.
Yeah, no, I got you. Most of the time, why people come to me is because they want to talk to someone, right? Like, yes, we have a really, really good community, but some people they just work better when they get like face to face and someone telling them like, hey, focus on this part of the course, or hey, do this, do that. So that's where I come in, and then a lot of people enjoy that part. Just basically one-on-one help. Sitting here.
1 second, Johnny. I'm getting a notice from Facebook that we're having a hard time playing this video. Give me a second here. Ladies and gents, if you're watching right now, let us know in the comments. Can you still see this video? Or have we just kind of vanished from your screen? Because Facebook's telling me, sorry, we're having trouble playing this video, which, I mean, it should be, streaming this video. So I don't know exactly what's going on there. But
looks like we're still on. Just Shane left.
Is that what it is? Okay, cool. Everybody can see it. Awesome. All right, continue. Sorry, I just want to make sure that everybody can still see it, especially as we're getting right to the part where you're talking about what it is that you're doing.
Yeah. Shout out to Rain, one of the person that I got to coach, and he's actually part of the course now. He can attest to basically what I was able to learn from this course and how I was able to help him. And he was one of the students that I mentioned earlier that basically took action the way I did, the same thing that I learned from this course. And him and his partner are doing amazing. But yeah, coaching with me is very simple. Literally just one-on-one help. Someone sitting here telling them, hey, this is what I did. Okay. And then there's a little integration like Zapier or like, hey, some complication and stuff like that. I'm just here to help people through those just verbally.
Yeah. Awesome. And are you doing over the phone, over Zoom, over pre-recorded calls?
Yeah, it's usually a 1 hour Zoom call and a week. And then we just jump on Zoom and we have an agenda and we basically...
One-on-one or group?
One-on-one, just one-on-one.
Okay.
I like working with people one-on-one.
Yep.
I feel like I can get to the issues a lot faster. I can answer their questions a lot easier. And that's where most of the traction will be coming from, right? They can move faster when they actually get the question answered directly.
No, and that makes sense. And I mean, especially for somebody who's had success. And, it's funny. Some people are like, oh, you've only been doing this for, so long. Like, how can you charge this much money? Or maybe that's their own, fears or whatever. But I mean, it's really interesting in this space because it's like sometimes being, recent to the space is a really good thing because people who've been in it for a long time, who haven't been taking the actions in a long time, may not be as connected with somebody who is in it, in the trenches and doing it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. And I'm doing my agency alongside with everyone else that I'm coaching or teaching. And then so they see like it's just a little bit of motivation for them, right?
Yeah.
See, like, man, if Johnny's continue to get clients through COVID-19 and everything that's happening, obviously something is working and people are still out there and this is still viable and it is still possible.
Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome. So your clients are coming to you, and where are you finding the coaching clients, by the way?
Being a young person on social media, I guess. But honestly, I'm just on social media all the time, being part of groups, just a bunch of groups, and being engaged and being in a bunch of groups and just posting things, and people just eventually find you. I'm on a lot of like interviews or like YouTube and stuff like that. So that's how people find me mostly. Yep.
Love it. And how many coaching students are you currently working with? Because I imagine if you're one-on-one, you have a limited amount you can work with.
Yeah, I have 37 right now.
Wow.
Wow. That's impressive, man.
That
Yeah,
is...
it's definitely something that I'm scaling down a little bit just so I can help people a little bit more and focus on my agency side, since everything is kind of almost coming back, right? Everything is getting back to normal and stuff like that.
Makes sense. Makes sense. And Peter says 1 hour for $200. No, what? Where can people learn more about?
More like 1 hour for 500.
Yeah, on a low scale. I know. I looked at having a meeting with somebody the other day.
Get the math right.
Right. I looked at having a meeting with somebody the other day that was running on another platform. They're running ads on another platform. I was interested in what they were doing. I mean, it was like $2,500 for a half-hour call. I mean, like, it's an interesting space, man, because these people, if you want to get in touch with them, it is not cheap sometimes. But I mean, if people want to get in touch with you, is there a website or something they can go to learn more about the coaching, or do they need to reach out and send you a PM?
Yeah, just DM me, and that's usually where you can find me and basically message me. And that's where I am usually mostly on Facebook.
Yep.
I get some LinkedIn sometime, but mostly Facebook. My VA is in there all the time, letting me know whoever's wanting to book appointment or talk with me. So
yeah. So they shouldn't reach out on LinkedIn and say, "Hey, I was looking to connect with a like-minded individual."
Yeah, just reach out on Facebook, and I'll definitely try to get back to you as soon as possible.
Okay. Cool. I love it.
That's awesome.
So,
listen, hang on I want to go back to the whole acquisition thing, because I think people are always, acquisitions always a big struggle for people.
Yeah.
Can you guys hear me okay?
Yep.
Yeah, am I choppy? I'm good, right? Okay,
you're good.
Okay, I switched internet, so hopefully this will last.
Hashtag live if you guys are here live. Hashtag replay if you're watching the replay. Sorry. Go ahead, Shane.
It's all good. So a couple of things I want to kind of talk about a little bit more, and I want to break it down. And that's only people that are watching want to hear about the acquisition side of things, and what you did, and we can break that down even more, in terms of how we're teaching it inside the course. I don't mind adding a little bit of value to this call, and to everybody that's tuned in and watched. So that was one thing that I want to cover, is the acquisition side. And then also there was something else, but now I'll think about it. There was one more thing. I should have written it down. Oop, it just disappeared. So yeah, guys. So for those that are watching, you guys want to hear about maybe the acquisition method a little bit more? We can break that down a little bit so that it can help you out acquire customers, and especially for agency owners that are new. This is always a big struggle. Right? Like, where do I start? Who do I talk to? How do I reach out to people? What's the best way, right? Is it cold calls? Is it cold emails? Is it LinkedIn? Is it this? Is it that? Right? And then, everybody gets like, you end up with this sort of shiny syndrome type of idea where it's like you're moving from one thing to the next, right? Because you think one guy got great results. Now I'm on to the next thing. And now I'm watching somebody else that got great results doing something different. And then you're off to that thing, right? And you're never moving ahead, right? So let's talk a little bit about the acquisition side of it. And it'd be really interesting for people that are watching. I really want to know if you're like a brand new agency owner, if you are struggling with acquiring your first customer, your second customer. We can talk about this, and feel free to, throw down some questions here for Johnny, because I'm sure Johnny, we've got him for about half hour, an hour or so. So I'm sure that he'll be willing to share some stuff here. So so let's talk about the acquisition when you first got started.
Oh,
what exactly did you focus on?
Yeah, well, my secret sauce, huh? So
that's the whole point of this show.
Yeah, when I first started, I focused on everything. Well, I mean, like, I've really focused on client acquisition, right? Just basically everything you taught on the course, and just any avenue that I could find to find a real estate agent, I did. And that's just how I wanted to do it. Facebook ad, LinkedIn, Facebook, cold call, cold email, Facebook groups, networking events. Yeah, all of it, literally all of it. I went to events every single Thursday and Wednesday, or Thursday and Tuesday.
So you really put a big focus on the acquisition side of things.
Yeah, I mean, that's the only thing that moved the needle in this business, right?
Yeah. Yeah. And so what would you, one of the things I see a lot, and I mean, this is sort of an ongoing issue, is where a lot of people stop focusing on the sales side of things, or they don't focus on the sales side, and they're so focused on, the systems and getting a website up and running and getting business cards and, doing all these other things way before they even have a customer. What did that look like for you?
Yeah, I in the beginning, that was my same mindset, right? Website, business cards and stuff like that, right? But that's literally I didn't even have a website. I didn't even have a website until like April. I really didn't. And so I just literally focused on just networking and finding people and showing them the beautiful thing that we have here, that is the service, marketing for real estate professionals. So yeah, I just primarily just focus on going out there and getting a client. I jumped before I knew I could fly, right? So literally I just jumped because, again, I had the safety net of the group.
So, and out of everything that you did, which one was the most successful one for you?
Yeah. So honestly, the Facebook trial was 60% of it, and then or 90% of it, and then 10% was me going out there and finding people at networking event, because it's really easier to talk to someone face to face, connect with them, and have them help you out basically as someone new. And that's what I found. That was really, really helpful.
Yeah. Who out of the people that are watching, who's doing networking events or who has done networking events, be really interested about that. Cause this is a big thing inside the program as well. I'm sure I don't know if you watch Paid to Pitch, which was done with Cheryl. She had amazing success doing $15,000, $20,000 in weekends, amazing acquisition strategy. I know Ed, scaled his business using networking events, and I'm pretty sure he still does. Ed was on the show a little while ago, doing close to $900,000 a month now in revenue. And plenty of other people have done networking events. And this is a great way to get in front of people, but it's not just the ability of getting in front of people, it's the ability of capturing their attention. Because on social media, when you're doing cold emails, social media, LinkedIn, you're doing, cold calls, whatever you're doing, it's really, really tough to get their attention. Networking events or training or whatever, like that style of acquisition is, it gives you an ability to actually capture their attention without anybody else distracting that.
Yeah.
So honestly, tell me what you say something like when you meet somebody, what are you telling them?
Yeah,
especially when you're brand new.
Again, it's kind of hard for me to go back now because it's so drilled into my head now. What my system is, right? So I kind of forgot what I really said in the beginning, but I basically said, hey, I'm looking to grow my business, and I want to offer you my 7-day free Facebook advertising trial for you to try Facebook advertising, because I'm basically a new marketer, and I took this course. Literally, I was being honest with people. I took this course and I really want to offer you this service. I just want to show you that it works. Okay. You don't have to pay me anything. All you have to do is cover the ad costs, and then that's it. I'll show you that it works. Again, I really didn't know if I could really make it work, but I saw in the group that you guys are doing really well. So I know it was going to work.
Yeah.
I love it. Shane,
I love it. Pitching trials at networking events.
Just a real quick recap for myself and anybody else who's just jumping on. We just went over client acquisition, right, Shane?
Yeah, client acquisition.
Part of it, yeah.
Quick recap. Catch me up.
Oh, you want the recap?
Yeah, I want the recap.
Hashtag replay. I'm not giving you a recap.
All right. I was just trying. It was like, wait, where did we? Which methods
Nah,
were we going over?
Yeah, just watch the replay, Matt, if you really want the recap. And no, we were just talking about, how Johnny basically tried everything, right? But really, the best one when he first got started was the networking events. And we always feel like that's a great way. I mean, it was one way that I got started, which was, just going out there, talking to people, providing free training. I didn't do any networking events when I first got started, but I started getting into it slowly after that. And it's just it's a great way to capture attention without having all of this other noise out there, without having, 20 other marketers calling an agent, without having 100 other marketers emailing an agent, right? So.
Sorry, Johnny taking the coat off.
Oh, Johnny's stripping on
Mr. Ripped over here is about to
hashtag take it off, Johnny.
One of the lights up there, No, I'm just kidding.
Like that way.
No, but what was I gonna say? Oh, Alan,
now you're all distracted.
I know, right? You got me all flustered, Johnny. No, Alan says
only on Whiskey Thursday.
How can we do networking events now with COVID still being a problem?
I got you. I'm literally doing that right now. So with everything going on, what I've been doing is there's still events that you can join online, literally, if you can find it, especially with real estate. Because real estate people network all the time with each other, whatever, with other people and stuff like that. So you can go ahead and literally just Google them and then just trying to find some events. I was just on one yesterday, and I just jumped in there because someone invited me, a real estate agent invited me to jump in there. And I just jumped in and watched and then just network in there. They open up the floor for like 30 minutes for people just messaging back and forth and just talk. And I just pitched them, and basically I got some connections out of it. You can still do it. It's just online.
I love it. I mean, that's, Victoria was on previously and she was talking about Inman, right? Inman's doing a virtual conference this year.
Yep.
So, I mean, virtual conferences are happening. Virtual networking things are happening. You just got to be looking for it. So you're using that in your business now. Yeah,
that's one of a pretty good client acquisition process for me right now, to be honest. Besides referrals, inbound leads, networking events online is pretty good. It's very good.
And I think this would be like an amazing, I'm sure that because not that many people are going to be doing this, right? I would even suspect, and I'm just thinking about this now, but even just calling brokerages and saying, hey, listen, we're offering online free online training sessions for real estate, for brokerages, so that you can invite all your real estate agents and they can come at 10 o'clock in the morning or 8 o'clock in the morning. And we basically break down social media, and it's all free. There's no, we're not obviously, I don't know if you don't want to say we're not selling anything, because you actually are, but at the end of the day, you're really just trying to build relationships and open up conversations, right? And position yourself as, the only expert out there, right? And build rapport and trust with all of these agents. And I think this would be really, really cool acquisition strategy.
Yeah, definitely. I have a brokerage owner in Arizona, and I'm running a recruiting campaign for him, real estate recruiting campaign for him. And basically, I asked him, hey, can I do some training for basically your team? And he's a pretty big brokerage owner, own a bunch of firms all over the country and stuff like that. And so, yeah, I jumped on and I basically talked to them exactly what I do. And it just show them some quick tips and some advice about if they want to run a Facebook ad for themselves, they can do this and that. But most of the time, most agents are busy, so they don't even do it. So then they just contact me and then we talk. But yeah.
Absolutely. And anybody that's watching out there that has only got a few clients, one really good thing that you could be doing right now is reach out to your clients right now and ask them, who do you know that would be willing to do some training? Do would your brokerage be willing to do a little bit of training? I'm willing to do something for an hour virtually online. We can offer this to all of the all of the real estate agents inside of your brokerage. I bet you if you were to reach out to, you know, your 4 or 5 clients, you probably could land one of these gigs. And out of that, you probably could land 1 or 2 extra clients just from that training.
Yeah.
And I just saw Daniel pop on here, Daniel Gonzalez, and I know that he does this as well. I don't know if he's been doing virtual training, but he's been doing some training for a long time as part of his acquisition as well. And he's done quite well with this. I don't know if do we have a couple questions here? I just see a bunch of text flowing by.
I do. I see a bunch of questions. Why don't I put I'll put the question up. What questions do you have for Johnny?
Yeah, you got it all fancy now with Zoom, right?
No, it's live producer.
Oh, with Facebook. Yeah. All right, I'll let you do that. So aside from the networking events, you know, a lot of people are always talking about, you know, what about running Facebook ads, you know, for client acquisition? And this is something that you're doing, and I'm guessing that you're doing this now as well, especially on the agency side of things, right? Are you using? No, you're not.
Not yet. No.
Okay. Oh, not yet. Okay.
That's my.
But you did run. So you did run Facebook ads, right?
Yeah, I did.
At the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. No clients out of it though.
Not as much as I was hoping. The return was not there yet, just because I did not build my system up yet. My system was not very good, not very set up, and I didn't really have as much confidence and proof yet. And I just kind of got back into, okay, so I literally, March, I took the whole entire month off. My girlfriend had surgery, and I literally just stopped working. 2 of my clients fell off because of COVID-19 and stuff like that. 2 of them stayed on. And basically, my VA did most of the work, right? Optimization and stuff like that.
Okay.
She's still working, but I literally did not work at all. And then so April, I finally came back, and then that's when I got the most influx amount of clients was in April. But before that, Facebook ad was not working too well for me, just because I didn't know what I was doing.
Okay.
And I think one of the big, and we talk about this inside of the academy too, in the program as well. You know, the whole, you know, using Facebook acquisition or Facebook ads and paying for ads and things like that. You really need to have your system dialed in. You really need to have, you know, the results and the testimonials, because you're leveraging all of that in order to land those clients, right? And you're using this for retargeting ads, and you're using this for your email marketing and all of that. And it's really, really important to have all of this. So the best bet, go out, find a client, right? If you don't have clients, go up, like in our case, like in your case, you did trials, which is something that we teach, right? Go out, get trials, get the experience, get testimonials, get results, right? Take that, leverage those, get paying clients. Take those paying clients, leverage those, run Facebook ads. And that's the process, right? It's really, really simple. And once you have all those testimonials, all those results, case studies, and so on, it makes it so much easier to acquire clients through Facebook ads or any type of paid advertising, right?
Yeah.
And as well, it allows you to actually define your system. Like you need to be able to define your system. You need to be able to build your product line. That's really, really critical, right? Because you're utilizing your downsells and your upsells to leverage all of that to basically bring down the cost of acquisition. And so you need those extra products in order to be able to make it worthwhile in the end. I think it's really important.
Yeah, you definitely need to have a good amount of income coming in order to start really scaling and utilizing that to the best of its ability, right?
Awesome.
But yeah, just some tips for people if you guys want to learn some social media for yourself, basically client acquisition process. Which what I do is basically I add people on LinkedIn, okay, because you can search them by job titles, right? And then what I do is I go ahead and copy and paste their name and add them on Facebook, and I do that for Instagram also, and just build my database from January. And I just continue doing that. And then every time I get a testimonial, I leverage that pretty well. And I get mini testimonials, like you say, and those mini testimonials is give me basically content to basically post once a day or once a week, right? So what I do is I post my testimonial video on Monday, and then small testimonial for the rest of the week. So then people can see the video for the rest of the week. And then a small strategy that I do is most people don't see your posts because Facebook basically prioritize the ones that has engagement, right?
Yep.
Basically prioritize posts that have engagement. So most people might not even see the post or the testimonial that you post. So how do you go about, you know, leading people to that video so people can watch it and so they can see your call to action on those posts? So what I do is I literally just post a small clip on my story and point them towards my page so that they can click on it, because my story get about 400 people watching that every single day. And that's a huge audience. And all of my whole entire like friend list are just real estate professionals. So yeah, that's like just a little quick tip for whoever wants to utilize that for client acquisition.
Yeah, the story is a great hack, man. I mean, you see, like,
For sure.
you see everybody, people you don't even want to see. I mean, you see everybody.
I know. I see Matt's stories all the time. Every time I see Matt's stories, like unfollow, snooze for 30 days.
Well, you
It's
wouldn't
so
keep
annoying.
seeing them if you really unfollowed. Come on now.
I know.
But I
Hey, let's go back to the test. Sorry, I want to go back to the testimonial thing, because I think this is really, really important for people. And of course, this is something that this was my acquisition strategy, which was essentially leveraging Facebook, right? And leveraging, like, building up an audience on Facebook, leveraging that, posting results, testimonials, and so on, and essentially building up, you know, that audience so that the leads were inbound as opposed to me starting to reach out to people. And it actually worked really well. You know, over time, I just started getting recommendations and people reaching out to me, and, you know, even marketers reaching out to me. And I think that's probably working really well for your coaching program as well, right? Tell us a little bit more about, you mentioned mini testimonial. So it sounds like you're doing, so like your full testimonial on Mondays. Is that correct?
Correct.
And then you're basically over the week, because part of all this is like who's engaging with your stuff, right? Because if somebody engages with your content, they're more likely to see, you know, the following content with whatever you're posting next, right? Yeah. And so explain what that mini testimonial is.
Yeah, messaging your clients, asking how their campaign is going, or screenshot how your campaign is going, or just any little thing that shows results. And, you know, just anything like that, you screenshot it and you use that as a post. And that's what I call a mini testimonial. And then obviously put call to action to that too.
Right. And what kind of call to action are you putting on those?
Yeah. So basically similar to how you would run an ad. That's literally what I put onto these testimonial as caption, right? Hey, real estate professional, are you looking for pre-qualified book appointments? This is what I was able to do for this client, and that, and that, and that. We take care of this, this, and that. It just basically looks like an ad. And then at the bottom, DM me for more information, or visit my website for more information and book a call.
Nice.
Yeah.
It's awesome. And then you do that throughout the entire week, right?
Consistency throughout the whole entire week. Yeah.
Yeah. So guys, for anybody that's watching, these many testimonials are really, really important, right? So one of the best things that I like to do is, as soon as I know that a campaign is going really well, first thing I'm doing is I'm calling I'm basically messaging my client, right? And I'm asking them like and you're asking, I mean, they're basically loaded questions, right? It's like, you're basically trying to get them to give you the information so you can screenshot that and throw it up on social media. But this is really important, you know, and then you can actually reuse this information too, because I've reused a lot of these sort of mini testimonials. And this can be anything from like, oh my God, I'm getting too many leads, to, yes, I was able to connect to 14 leads over, you know, the past 2 days. So they could be pretty much anything like that, right? I've even taken some where like I've gotten a bunch of information in one chat and then broken it all up into like 3 pieces of content. So you know, really important for, am I locked up again?
No, you're good.
You're good.
Hello? Okay.
Are we locked?
It's because I see you guys and you're not moving. No, you're not moving, Matt. It's good. Yeah, just like that. Yeah, it's like in awe. Yeah, oh, exactly like that. Oh my God, I got to do something with this internet. If anybody's in Toronto and knows of a better provider, oh my God, it's brutal. The past few days have been absolutely crazy.
My internet, yeah, my internet has been poopy all day too, literally all day.
Maybe it's just something in North America.
Yeah, I have I have 2 internets right now because I forgot to cancel when I moved my office back to my home. So I have the business and the residential. I just finally
Oh, well,
canceled
look at
because I was
you,
like,
lucky.
oh,
Yeah.
I keep paying 2 bills on accident. My wife's like, when are you gonna cancel that? Sorry.
It's important though, right? It's important for gaming.
Yeah, you gotta
Right?
have backup internet. No,
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah,
need
dedicated internet for gaming.
Yeah.
Joe Silzel says he's live. What's up, Joe? Actually,
Joe.
I gotta send you a message, Joe. I gotta catch up with you this week. So, but anyways,
Hey,
we have a ton of questions coming through,
okay, awesome. Some
and by a
quick
ton I mean 3.
some tip, guys.
What's that?
Hang on, there's a delay. Matt, shh. Johnny, go.
I said some quick tip is basically ask your client in a way where they give you some information that would be really beneficial for like a mini testimonial. Like, hey, you know, like what has like what is the basically what's in your pipeline right now, or you know, like in cash value, right? Like questions like that where they tell you like, hey, yeah, I have about, you know, $600,000 of, you know, stuff like that. Those type of things makes really good testimonials.
Yeah, that's awesome. And I mean, it's so simple, right? We were talking about this earlier. Is it really boils down to like simplicity and the basics and just doing the action.
Consistency, yeah, being there at the right time at the right place. So I preach omnipresence a lot. Literally posting everywhere all the time. You never know when someone is ready to go, ready to move, ready to work with you. So you just want to be there all the time.
Yeah, no, it makes sense. Let's see what some of these questions are. And if you have questions, go ahead and you should still be able to fill it out. But let's see. Leon says, how do you qualify the agents you talk to when you're doing trials or even in general?
Well, that's two different things. To qualify a trial client, I don't, because if they can pay for the Facebook ad that we're gonna run as a trial, then they're good to go.
I mean, that makes sense, right? Because what is your goal? I mean, we always talk about this, but what is your goal when you're running a trial?
Yeah, exactly. Just purely testimonial. Yeah. That's what you're gonna do. Get some results from it, case study, testimonial, some confidence and experience.
And you know what? Exactly. Some of that confidence and experience is what people really need that they're missing a lot of times. I mean, it's shocking how many people are literally holding themselves back because they lack confidence, they lack experience that they could get for running less than $300 in ads.
Yeah, I pitch 7 days, and I only pitch people $100 for the 7 days, just because our system and you guys' course and just basically what you guys have in there, it just works and it works well. So I know in 7 days I can generate so much leads in just 7 days. It's just a no-brainer for the person to give me that testimonial.
No, it makes sense. And you're prefacing that how? Like, I mean, how are you making sure? Because that's another thing that people run into. We see this in the group all the time, right? You see this question, oh, I got them a ton of leads. And we're like, go get your testimonial. And they're like, oh, well, they said they'll get me a testimonial after they close some deals.
Yeah. So what I do is 3 days in, I message the clients.
Hang on. People, we got to get some engagement. If you want this one, this is not a little trick. This is big because this separates your ability to go get a trial in the next several days, 7 days, a week, 10 days, whatever, versus getting a testimonial in the next 7 to 10 days versus getting a testimonial in the next 7 to 10 months. So hashtag 7 to 10 if you guys want to hear how Johnny is prefacing this in order to get those turned into testimonials, which I think is a huge deal. Because again, otherwise people are sitting there and they're like, well, let me give you a testimonial once I close these deals. And you're like, crap, I worked on this for 15 minutes and now I'm just kidding. But you know what I mean? Like, you're like, crap, like, it could be months before that's going to happen because closings are not instant. They just aren't, right?
Yeah. I get testimonials 10 out of 10 times. So it's, I haven't done yet.
I get testimonials 10 out of 10. that should have been the hashtag is 10 out of 10.
10 out of 10.
We'll go with it. All right, we got people. Yep, they're hashtagging it. They're commenting. So make sure you guys hit the like button, hit the heart button, smash those little buttons, all that fun stuff. But anyways, Johnny, tell us a little bit about how you do that.
Yeah, so basically 3 days into the trial, or even actual paying clients, 3 days in, I just go ahead and message them asking them for an update. Basically, you know, how's the campaign going and stuff like that. Most of the time they understand because you set expectations for the trial. Very important. You need to set those expectations. Otherwise, there's going to be a lot of headache on your hand. But if it goes well, obviously, of course, but always set expectation. But so three days in, just message them, basically set an appointment for the end of the 7-day to jump on a call for the to check up on them, right? To basically move forward. So then at the 7-day, I jump on Zoom, I click record, and I ask them testimonial questions. So I just go ahead and ask them, hey Matt, what was your, go ahead and tell the camera, before we start talking about business, go ahead and tell the camera who you are, what you do, and how your experience was like working with me.
The Johnny, I don't know what to call it, the Johnny Vo ambush? I mean, that is awesome. That is awesome. You're just like, I'm not asking you, we're doing this.
Yeah, that's how I operate. I just like going and get things, and I just make things happen. Especially because if you wait around, they're not going to do it. They get too lazy. They don't know how to do it. There's just so many.
Yeah, there's always issues. Oh, my phone, you know, I don't have a microphone. My phone's old. The camera doesn't work. I don't have somebody to hold it. Like, there's always something.
Yeah, there's many variables that they can throw at you. So I just ambush them, I guess, right then and there. And usually people are very, very nice. 99.9% out of 10 times, people are very nice. And so they usually, especially if they put on a spot on a camera, they usually say something very nice. So they say, hey, you know, I'm this, I work for 21 Century, whatever. My experience in this past 7 day was crazy. I got 88 leads from just, you know, $100 and ask whatever, right? And then I just go ahead and ask them, hey, awesome. Do you recommend me to other real estate agents? And then they're like, yes, of course, 100% or whatever they say. And then I'm
not going to say no.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I say I get basically testimonial 10 out of 10 times.
Yeah, and I mean,
they're not. See, if they say no, you're basically going to shut off their ads.
Well, the best part, he said he gets them 10 out of 10 times, but he also says 99.9% of the time they're nice. So maybe the ambush works really well. But have you had some people that, like, you did the testimonial and they were like, I mean, it wasn't the worst. It was not as bad as Zillow, or it was better.
No.
They're all positive.
Not even close. Yeah, not even close. Everyone was so positive. I have about like 15 testimonials by now, and like none of them have anything bad to say. Even if just a 7-day trial, right? They usually have something very nice to say. I don't know why. Probably just because they're on camera, or they just know that they're on camera. And then I just recorded, cut the clip, and use that as a testimonial.
That is awesome. That is awesome. I love that, like that ambush method, because it's like, you know, you do it and then you just say, is there if I use this for my my website or something like that, right?
Yeah, exactly. They already know, you know. I'm just like, hey, is this okay if I use this as a testimonial? And they're like, yeah, of course, duh. And yeah, that's it.
I mean, you could totally, now that I'm thinking about this, you could totally set this call up like, hey, I'm sure you've had a lot of leads coming in this week. Let's talk on Friday and cover how you can convert these into more closings, right? And then before you as you jump on that call, before you get to that conversation, which they all want to get to, you're like, hey, real quick, boom.
Trap them.
Yeah.
No, but it's honest opinion, or the honest review, to be honest, right? Even though if it's not going well, I did pre-frame it and did set expectation, because 7 day is nothing in the marketing world, right? Like, it's only 7 days.
Yeah.
Right. So like in the 7 days, obviously, if I generated them 40 leads in 7 days, that's more than what they ever even seen from anywhere else. Right. Yeah.
People are not used to that kind of thing. So, I mean, that's awesome. And I love that. If you guys are watching, #value, #gold, whatever you want to drop down in the comments. But I mean, that right there is killer. That can make you a ton of money. That is how you set up your client acquisition funnel, as you go get these and you put them in there, right?
Yeah, that's
So,
how I
I mean,
did my first 3 clients.
yeah. I mean, how often do you really turn your clients, or I'm sorry, your trials into clients? Because that's really, I mean, Shane, would you say that's a common thing? I don't see a lot of people do that.
Yeah, I don't see a whole lot of people turning client or trials into clients. I mean, and even, you know, we don't really teach that. You know,
Right.
part of it is really just get the experience, get the testimonials, get the results, take
Yeah.
that, leverage it, get a paid client, right? Like that is the strategy. But hey, if you can convert a trial into a paid client, somebody's willing to give you the money, take the money, right? Like don't say no, obviously. But I think part of the reason why we teach it like this is also so that people understand, you know, what the reason is behind the trials when you're getting started, right? If you've been an agency owner for 6 months and you can leverage something else that you have as part of your agency, like if you've been running dentists and chiropractors for the past 3 years and you jump into the real estate world, then leverage those as, you know, as you're an experienced agency owner, you're an experienced marketer, take those testimonials, take those results and try to leverage those to get paying clients, right? But if you're brand new, you've never done this before, it's really, really tough to go out. And in fact, I think it's a little bit deceiving and maybe a little bit dishonest if you're going out there and charging, you know, $2,500 to a client if you've never done this before.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just my take. I have, you know, but like, hey, you know, people run their own business the way they run them. It's not,
Yeah.
Who am I to judge?
Yeah, I was very confident in right after I turned them into a paying client after trial, just because I know there are people that can help me.
Yeah.
Right. So it's not a matter if I can deliver results or not. Huh?
Because you're in the group, is that what you mean?
Yes, in the group.
Yeah.
100%. Yeah. That was my safety net. So I went and pitched. I tried.
I mean, that is something that's really cool. Again, we always say, like, we love what it's turned into. We didn't imagine it would. We couldn't have made it turn into something like this if we wanted to. It just kind of happened. But that, I mean, you're right. That safety net, we see that all the time when people are getting started, you know, in the private group. Like, they're getting started, they're getting their first client. And they're like, hey, you know, like we're 2 days in, we're not seeing the results we want. Here's what we're doing. And people give them the tweaks to get it back on track. Or they say, hey, I just got a client. They want this specific thing, which we try to discourage that, right? Is don't get yourself in too deep before you know what you're doing, as far as like this really weird campaign that the client wants to do, you know, where they're trying to, I don't know, support the local puppy adoption place with their house sales. And you're like, I don't really know exactly how you're going to do this yet. But, you know, when people have basic questions, I mean, you know what I'm talking about, Shane. We get some questions from time to time where it's like, where did you come up with the idea to run ads for this? You know?
Yeah.
But for the most part, like, again, it's that safety net. Like, hey, this is just a little off. How do we tweak it, right? And I love that it's been able to help you get, you know, more clients and close more deals because you had that safety net.
Yeah. I mean, I preach this a lot. Build a foundation for your business first. Most people go out there and they just jump and they just jump and they don't know what to do. They don't even know how to run a Facebook ad, to be honest. They never done a trial before, don't have results, and they just try to get a $3,000 clients. And it just goes to poop because they weren't confident in the pitch. They weren't confident that they can deliver results. And I preach, you know, basically build foundation from trial.
No, love it.
It's awesome. We got a bunch of questions here. Let's run through some of this here. We got, I think,
Leon
Blake
asked.
Leon.
Here, I'll get into these real quick because these are on the response form thing.
Sure.
Leon says, what campaigns do you run for trials?
Home list.
Homes list. Okay.
Yep.
So like, you know, homes under 250 or homes in this area, stuff like that.
Yeah, it just performs so well. Don't fix it if it's not broken.
There's a lot of truth to that. I'm running the same ads I was running, I don't know, what, year and a half ago, 2 years ago? A lot of that stuff's still the same. It just works.
Yeah.
Giovanni says, where did you buy the backdrop? asking the important questions, he said.
I know a lot of business owner here, local here in Portland, Oregon, where I live. And so this is one of my friend who own a company that does this. And so, yeah, he made it. His company name is A to Z Signs. You can look him up. They do delivery. So yeah, A to Z Sign or something like that.
Cool.
Love it. And Johnny, here's another one from Peter. He says, would you recommend LinkedIn for prospecting? You mentioned you did it in the beginning. Is it a platform you continue with?
1000%, yes.
Love it.
If you guys want another quick nugget tip, which is I literally tested this week and has blow so much things out of the water. It's pretty cool. But what I'm doing right now is I basically just add people and then I just go and endorse them and don't say anything. And I don't say anything. And I literally got like about 50 messages to like this week. So yeah, Thursday, 50 messages saying thank you. And then that's how I convert those into conversation, into book appointments.
Wow.
Next week is booked because of just that strategy that I applied.
That's huge. I love that. So you're getting inbound leads from that.
Yeah, semi inbound lead. They're coming to you a little bit. Yeah.
I love it. All right, Shane.
Give before you take, right?
I agree. I 100% agree. Shane, Blake Harvard asked in the 7-day trial, and I don't know if you're above this on questions, if there's some I missed, but here's where I'm at. In the 7-day trials, did you have them set up with a CRM, like go high level with auto text and emails, or was this super basic?
Yeah, super, super basic. Facebook, Zapier, Google Sheet, email by Zapier, and Twilio.
Okay, so it texted to the agent.
Text and email, yep.
Okay, so you're not doing any of the automated follow-up for the client. You're just getting the lead to them, letting them know they have a lead and getting things rolling.
Correct, yep.
I love it. I love it.
And part of that is just so you can get it up and running quickly, right? Because then you can do a little bit, you can, and you don't want to spend 2, 3, 4, 5 hours, 2 days on these trials, right? I mean, really, literally, these trials are to get those testimonials. That's it.
Yeah.
That's the goal, right? So get them a bunch of leads, ambush them on Zoom, get that testimonial, cut that video, make sure you cut the video, and then leverage that on your social media platforms, and then just wait for inbound leads to start pouring in.
Yeah, I'm gonna start seeing testimonial everywhere now.
That's a good strategy, though. Absolutely, getting on a Zoom call, why not? Right? It's a great way to do it.
Is that basically one of the very same things you're teaching all your coaching students to do?
Yeah, I mean, it's so powerful. Again, if it's broken, don't fix it.
Agreed. And how many of your students, like, I guess not how many, but like, are most of them getting testimonials within the first couple of weeks?
2 weeks. Some of them got in the first 7 days. Some of them already was ahead of the game and already have people ready to move. So 2 days. Yeah.
I love it. I love it. That one-on-one training can be so important. And yeah, I know, like, for some people, they look at it and they're like, oh man, I've got to spend, or I've got to spend $500 to do this, or I've got to spend $2,000 or $10,000 or whatever it is. But sometimes, like, that little the investment might seem big at the beginning, but in the long term, it's really not, Like, there's a lot of people out there that are like, man, I want to make $100,000 a month. And you're like, awesome. So how much have you spent on coaching or training, or like, if they don't know the stuff, right? And they're like, oh, I'm not going to pay somebody to teach me this stuff. I'll just learn as I go. It's like, wait, you want to make $100,000 a month and learn as you, like, all right, good luck. Like, more power to you. But I am not somebody who works that way. Like, again, I still buy courses when I have questions. I'm looking for somebody that I can pay for a call, or if it's a friend of mine, obviously, we usually hook each other up. But like, it's really difficult if you're new to the space, you don't have a network, you don't have friends in the space that you can trade value with. And so, like, if you can go in and you can hire a coach, or you can pay somebody for a call, or whatever it is, like there's so much value you can get by just hiring somebody or joining a course or paying for a call or whatever that is already ahead, or they're where you want to be, or maybe they're not even where you want to be, right? There's people that are not even where you want to be. You want to be at this level, this person's here, but you're still way down here. Like they can still offer you value, you know? Like I've definitely paid some people that I was like, I definitely got my value's worth, but I don't think I could have stretched it much further, right? You know what I mean? But
Yeah.
it's so, I don't know, I guess it's so unique in this industry that a lot of people don't do this in so many other industries, that within the internet marketing space, we have a really cool opportunity that you can pay for shortcuts, basically.
Yeah, literally, that's what it is.
Yeah.
If I can shortcut myself, my way to success with, like, respectfully, like with, actual information and stuff like that, then I'm going to do it, right? Like actually doing something, then I'm going to do it. Like taking a course is technically a shortcut, right? Like, people can go out there and try to freaking figure this out, but a course shortcut, like, I don't know, years of just learning.
Yeah, no, 100%. Let's see. Giovanni says, how much do you end up charging the trial clients once they know how much you spent to get those leads? Are you doing the trial clients at cost, I guess would be the question.
Yeah, they pay for the ad cost.
Oh, I see what he's saying. Okay. So he's saying, they're paying for the ad cost. You get somebody 100 leads, and then you want to bump them up to your monthly service package. How are you doing that when they just saw, I don't know, 50, 100, 150 leads come in for $1 a piece?
Yeah, because when I jump on the discovery call, again, what I pitch to them is not leads. I tell them, if you want leads, you can go to Zillow, you can go to Bold Leads, whatever. What we provide for you is a full client acquisition system. And you just sit back, relax, and do sales and make money. And get book appointments, and that's what separate. That's what they're paying for. Time.
I love it. It's so good because it's so true, right? Like that's what they want.
Yeah, that's it.
Oh man. Chuck says, what type of ads are you running? Reduced price list, new home. You said you're running homes list already, right?
Yeah, two most powerful one: listing and homeless campaign, man.
Yeah, I love it.
And exclusively, right? You're not getting into anything weird.
Free puppy with the sale of this home. You're not doing that stuff. You're not trying to.
No, I think that'd be really weird because I'm Asian. So.
Anyways, okay.
I love it.
John Evo, you're a funny guy. Welcome to Whiskey Thursday. Stripping, offering puppies, whatever.
Luke says, yep, sell a system. No, 100%. I totally agree with that. Yeah. Mason says, curious, which type of ad campaigns you're using? Okay, so the foreclosure campaigns, like suggested in the course, are you using foreclosure campaigns for your trials or not really?
I did in the beginning. Yeah. I just homeless, which is a lot less friction for my trial clients. Yep. I didn't have to give them a script. They didn't have to wrap their head around whatever and then just an extra step that they have to do. Yeah. So I just ran a homeless and it works really well.
Yeah. And I think and listings are killing it right now.
They really are.
Holy geez. We're seeing listings are just, and that's the whole thing about this, right? Part of it, it's not just about like coming into this, and start marketing, doing stuff, and then like really following step by step what you like. The reality is all of this is constantly changing. We're working in different markets all of the time, right? So, part of what makes you a good marketer is the ability to constantly, be changing stuff, testing new stuff out, making sure that, you can get results with this type of campaign. And if you can't, then you switch it up and try something else, right? Maybe changing images, maybe changing headlines. But at the end of the day, it's really, 3-4 ads that are constantly working. And there's really there's no need to go out there and reinvent a bunch of ads.
I agree.
Yeah. I think whatever, what we provide and what you have I mean, there's really nothing else out there that you really need to get some decent results for your clients.
Good results, not even decent.
Good results. Yeah.
That's true. I think the homes list and the listings right now, the market is how it is. And that's something that's funny, right? We hear a lot of people talking right now about, oh, it's COVID-19, like the real estate market, real estate. I don't know where you live, but where I live, like if I see a house that I'm interested in, 24 hours.
Yeah. Someone brought this topic up to me. Hey, with everything going on, what do you think about this and that? And I tell them, like, are you asking as a consumer or as a marketer? Yeah. Right. So if you are a marketer, either it goes up or go down, you're gonna be fine.
Yeah.
If it go down, people are gonna sell. Still real estate agent involved. If it goes up, still have to buy and sell. Real estate agent involved. You're in the process the whole entire time. So it doesn't really matter as for a marketer.
Yeah. One of the big questions I always get all the time is, as a marketer, do you think this is going to get saturated, right? We've seen so many marketers, jumping on. It's just like, and the funny thing is when I look back like 4 years, that was one of the questions I had. It's like, it's like, whoa, there's 400 people inside of this group, right? Like this is Dan Henry's group. There's like 400 people inside of this group. Is this going to get saturated? And it's just like, now I look at it, it's like, no, like, and especially the real estate market too. I find that there's always going to be buyers and sellers.
Yep.
People are always going to buy and sell real estate, right? And you're always going to get this turnover of real estate agents that are going to want to do marketing, and not meaning turnover in terms of like, real estate agents like dying off from your like other people's services, but you're going to get real estate agents that are, started a year ago and now are doing really well and are going to want your services, right? And that's always going to constantly happen, right? You're going to have new real estate agents, jumping into the game, people getting licensed and so on. Then you're going to have real estate agents that have been around for 2-3 years. They want to try something new. Then you're going to have veterans that are going to be like, you know what, I'm done. Like trying to do, like, I want to build up a team now. I want to start leveraging Facebook or whatever, whatever works at that time. It's never going to get saturated.
Yeah.
And then when you have all the marketers, they're going to be dying off, right? Like the ones that just don't stick with it.
Or they go to a new niche.
They go into a new, exactly.
They do whatever, right? Yeah. I mean, I'm not working with, one-on-one agents anymore. I'm mainly working with companies that work with agents.
Exactly.
So, I mean, things change, in sometimes good, sometimes bad. Like, there's always going to be opportunity.
Yeah, exactly. I get this question a lot, all the time, literally every single day, like 30 times a day. And I tell people, hey, the market might be saturated, but I'm going to tell you something. It's not competitive. There's a lot of people out there think they know what they're doing. They see what other people are doing. They try to copy it, and then they post on like, real estate expert, real estate marketing expert, and then they come and ask people like us questions, right? So like, there's still a pretty good blue ocean out there for people that are actually providing something with value.
And one of the interesting things that happens to this industry, like the marketing industry specifically, and especially in the real estate world, is the transition of services being offered, right? And so when I got started, leads were sort of the, that's what you did, right? You basically ran a homes list, generated leads, sent that off to the client. Then that translated into, what, clients aren't calling their leads. So I better build up an ISA team, right? Like, 3 years ago, here we are hiring ISAs, trying to figure out like why our clients not closing their leads is because they're not calling them. So that's what we did. And then all of a sudden, like, ISAs became a big thing, right? And offering ISA services and book to appointments. Now we're like, and that's transitioning again right now, which is, and we're seeing it with, companies like Austin's company and companies like Gus's company. Like now live transfers are the next big thing, right? Like it's constantly evolving, right? We're constantly, and just with products like Go High Level, where marketers now have the ability to actually build out an entire automated system for real estate agents. And we're transitioning to that where it's like, we're more and more now as marketers building out these packages and these systems that will allow real estate agents to close on their leads a little bit quicker, or maybe not a bit quicker, but a little bit easier than what it used to be, right? Who knows what the next thing is going to be, right? If anybody has any ideas as to what the next big thing is going to be, aside from like these automated systems and live transfers and so on, let me know, because I want in on that next.
Right?
Yeah. Well, I assume this is what I'm going to suspect. This is what I'm going to guess is the next thing. marketers are going to start closing deals for real estate agents.
Yeah.
We'll see.
No,
We'll
seriously.
see.
Seriously,
I mean,
that's going to be the progression. Yeah.
I mean, they
You're
basically
going to be hiring real estate agents.
We'll get that's another podcast. There's so much to that. Like, I'm not even going to unpack it.
That's the
right now.
progression.
I'm not even going to unpack it.
Already
Mason,
looking into it. I'm already looking into it.
well, we're supposed to talk tomorrow, so we'll talk more. Mason says, what sales tactics have worked best for you?
Relationship building.
Love it. Simple.
Yeah, literally. Be the problem solver.
Yeah.
Listen. This lady talked to me for an hour, and I literally have a real estate agent yesterday, basically a discovery call, and she talked to me for an hour, and she literally told me everything she needed, and then my system literally fit perfectly right in where she needed. She told me she doesn't want to do anything. She want to do sales. She want to focus on scaling, sales and scaling. And when I told her, hey, that's all we do. We book appointments. You pick up the phone, and that's it. You do sales. And she's awesome. Show me what it is, what the price is. Let's get ready. Let's go.
Yeah, and I think that's one thing you've done really, really well is that you've hit the pain points and you spoke the language you need to speak to really, really just win the agents over. I think it's something a lot of people struggle with, and you've nailed it.
Right, exactly. Learning exactly what they need and then give that.
Exactly.
That's it.
Kevin says, are you running trial campaigns from the client's business page or a generic one? Yeah.
So I want to remove as much friction or as much time waiting around as possible. So I just create a page for them. And this is only for trial. For actual paying clients, I use their ad account for many reasons. If it goes down, all account don't go down. So yeah, just for trials, I just create their own page and stuff like that.
No, that's awesome. And that makes sense, right? Luke
Pretty
says,
sure that's what you guys teach. So
honestly, I forget which one we teach. I mean, basically,
Matt
my
doesn't
method,
even know.
my theory is that's a small detail that you can go either way on as long as you move forward and it doesn't take you more than 15 minutes to figure out. That's my theory.
Yeah, I just record a video and then send it to them if they're really adamant about using their page. Yeah, and I can just send them the video of how to give me access and But
I mean, they want those 6 likes you're going to get from running a lead forms. So
yeah, super small detail.
Exactly. That's exactly how I look at it. Small detail. We're just moving past it. I don't care how we get through it. But again, running the generic pages like you are is a great way to deal with it. Luke says, I love...
Hang on. Whoa, wait. Before you move on, you missed Luke's comment because you're reading through Luke's comments, right? Way before that, where he comments studs.
He called us studs. Thanks,
what is up, Luke? Good to see you, man.
We appreciate
great marketer.
He says, I love paying people to solve my problems.
1,000%.
There's not a lot. I mean, if there were people out there that solved them for free and they did it timely and they did it right, like I'd be all about that. But the reality is people pay attention when you pay them. So
yeah, exactly.
That's how it works. He says, yep, sell a system. Daniel says, hashtag Asian sensation. Mason says, are you using any ISAs with your paying clients?
Yes.
Oh, really? Okay. So are they all getting ISA services or just some of them?
All of them.
Love it. So you make it mandatory for anybody who works with you.
Correct. I want to provide as much value as I can.
Okay. Fantastic.
Yeah, and that's part of your system, right? Like that is part of your product, right? You're selling, and it's, again, it's something else we talk about, like productizing your services, right? I hate the service industry. Yeah. I absolutely and I talk about. I don't know if you watched that video where I actually say like I hate this business model. And in one of my videos, I actually say, and after I finished recording, I was like, oh, should I actually say this? But this is actually how I feel about it. And like I don't like the service industry at all, like providing services, right? Really hard to scale. Like the product-based businesses are easier to scale, right? There's no time involved. So you just spend more money on marketing, scale it to the moon, right? Like that's so. But one way to get around it on the services, like a service-based business, which is what we are, is basically productizing it, right? Because then when you do that, then you can start building SOPs around everything. You can really, and then you can introduce new products, which are essentially services. But you basically, in your case here, you basically built out a product, which is what you saw, which includes the ISA services.
Yeah, I want to be competitive. So I include that into my whole package, and I only have one package, and that provide the whole service for a flat rate fee. Yep.
Yeah. Nice.
Let's see here. Sorry, I was reaching out to a VA real quick. What about chatbots? Leon wants to know, what about chatbots? Are you running chatbots? Are you not running chatbots? Why or why not?
For myself, yes. For my clients, no.
Okay. How come? Because I think a lot of people like go back and forth on that one.
Oh yeah, no, it's very, very good. I'm pretty sure that's where most big businesses are heading towards also, but it's just not something I'm getting into yet. Or
okay.
Yeah,
makes sense.
Hey, Johnny, you are in luck because we are just about to finalize something on the chatbot side of things where we're completely updating the entire chatbot component of the program. So whenever you're ready, Johnny, you can just dive into that. And so basically the Academy is going to get a whole new, we haven't even mentioned this yet inside of the private group, but basically the Academy is getting a slight overhaul on the chatbot side of things, just because, it was a little bit outdated. We're missing some templates and things like that. So we've been working really hard here at putting something together. So it'll be just in time for you, Johnny. And then maybe in a few months from now, we can bring you back and Leon can ask the exact same question. So we'll see where you're at.
It'll be game over.
Awesome.
All right. So where are we at?
Are you answering your VA or are you paying attention?
I am answering
Thursday?
the VA.
Jesus.
I was trying to set up. Sorry.
Oh my God.
You know how it is being a marketer. You're always working.
Oh my God.
That's fact.
Sorry. I play video games like 70%.
Matt's the worst. Like if you're going to sit on a call with Matt, you basically have to ask him to go jump in his car and drive around, or else it's like,
oh, I do. I mean, you don't have to ask me. Like I've learned, like when I need
that's
to be
the
on
only
team,
way you can talk. Like the only way you can talk. Okay, so you've learned this. The only way people can talk to me is if I actually go into my car and go out for a drive, or else I'm too distracted.
I have to, like, my brain has to be focused on small, like,
because you can't focus on the important person that's actually taking the time to sit on video with you.
It's all good, man.
It is, but it works. You know what? Like you said, if it works, don't fix it.
No, this is something you should fix. What are you talking about? It's really easy. Like turn off the other screens. It's not that difficult.
Sounds so simple in theory.
Yeah. I'll see you on
Are you really missing that much though?
Right?
I'll see you on Call of Duty, man. I'll take care of you.
Oh, I didn't know we were playing Call of Duty. All right. You make sure you hit me up because, that happens all day long. Anyways.
That's funny.
Luke says, I only see a handful of people that started at the same time as us in faith. Yeah. I mean, that goes back to, people dropping out as time goes on, right? Moving on to other things. Luke also says he has 2 coaches in his Facebook group that do sales training every week. Nice.
Awesome.
Let's see.
I just hired a sales coach too, or not hired, but is working with one.
Nice. Blake's taking his real estate exam next week. Let's see here.
Don says the only way for Matt to focus is if you're playing games with him.
Yeah, it's true. I mean, there are people in here that like hit me up. They're like, "You want to play?" I'm like, "Yeah, if I can." Like, I'm totally down. Like, almost all the time. You know what's really cool though? Out of this group is like, there's nobody here that like I haven't wanted to play games with.
Dude, you don't want to play with me.
He's gonna be like,
are you really intense?
I'm like the most annoying person.
Oh, I don't care if people like. I don't care about winning or losing. Like, I'm gonna carry. I get how this works, right?
No, like if we're on the same team, I'll shoot you.
Oh, there's no friendly fire in the ones I'm playing lately.
Oh, there isn't. Eh? Well, then I wouldn't play anyways. The whole fun is being able to shoot your teammates. That's the easiest part of the game.
What does that say about you, Shane? If that's what like you're looking
No,
forward
it's
to
just
the
video
most.
games. No. What are you talking about?
I'm just
Anyways,
man.
let's move on. Guys, if you have
All
any
right.
more questions, last call here. Let's drop some questions. We're gonna have to let Johnny go here. It's 10 o'clock. Thank you, Johnny. Thank you so much for hanging out with us tonight, sharing a ton of value, and
putting up with us.
putting up with us. Absolutely. Tell us really quickly, next things for you. What's next for you? What are you doing? And how are you doing that? Because I'm sure everybody wants to know.
Yeah.
Guys, again, just one last, sorry to interrupt. $0 to $10,000 in just over 30 days. Your first 3 clients, $9,000, almost right out of the gate. And within 4 months, $31,000 a month, 27 years old, ex-machinist, which actually sounds really cool, by the way, because when I was writing up the post, I'm like, should I say ex-machinist? But it sounds really cool.
That was a movie, right? No, there was Ex Machina, and then there was The Machinist.
Yeah, Machinist.
And there was
was
The Machinist.
The Machinist, yeah.
So there's
Yeah.
okay.
So and again, great story, Johnny, against all odds here. And you've accomplished so much in your life. So congratulations to that. And personally, I can't wait to have you back on Whiskey Thursday here in 6 months or 12 months, whatever that is, and just seeing where you're at. So I really hope that you stick around within our ecosystem and provide the value that you can provide to any new members that are coming in. But what's next for Johnny Vo? Where are you going? Where are you heading?
Yeah, virtually, I'm heading, business-wise, I'm heading towards 100K revenue in the next 6 months, and that is in the pipeline. Real estate-wise, I'm moving to Texas. Shout out to Kari. I'm moving to Texas, and I'm gonna make my money go a little bit further. I'm looking to buy probably 6 more properties in Texas.
Is that why everybody's moving out there? Because I saw
Kari just moved to Dallas
I just saw something
right?
about Kari moving out there as well.
Yeah.
Is that because the real estate side of it? Is it? Okay. I was.
Yeah, for me it is. Yeah.
Okay.
It is. Well, also because some sunshine. I really enjoy sun, and I need it. It just makes me feel like I'm alive here. With
I think that's everybody.
Yeah.
You're talking to a guy in Michigan. I don't even know what that would look like.
That's not just you. Everybody needs the sun.
Yeah. Honestly, because of what I'm doing, because of you guys, to be honest, I'm able to do what I really wanted to do, is to chase the sun, right? Like actually have the financial to actually go do it. Yeah. And so that's what's next for me. And then also, I'm gonna be proposing to my girlfriend in November.
Hey, congratulations!
Oh, nobody tag her.
Yeah,
nobody tag her.
No one tag her, please. No one tag her. I got her.
She's not in the group, right? Hopefully, she doesn't watch the show or anything.
No.
Good.
I love it. And you said November, right?
November 10th. Yeah.
I mean, you are a planner to the T, clearly.
Oh yeah, I that's how I live my life. I've always lived my life.
I mean, that's keep that in mind, you guys. If you were like me and you were just like at the seat of your pants all day long, just like flying without even thinking about things, like it might be time to hire somebody like Johnny.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Because like Johnny, hey, are you like a really big list guy or anything like that, or really keep everything neatly, or?
I am terrible at organization.
Okay, because this is my list.
Yeah. Same. That is literally me. It's like everywhere. It's literally everywhere.
It's like, these are my lists, like both sides. You haven't seen my whiteboard yet, and they're all over the place. Like, it's so embarrassing.
Yeah, no, it's all in here. But I am practicing to write things down because it's very important. But the important things are on my whiteboard right there, staring at me in the face. And if I was to give one tip to anyone that is getting into this industry, or just into business in general, or just to better your life, get a whiteboard.
Yeah,
big one.
I would agree with that.
Big one, really big one, so it can stare at you in the face and make sure you write something on there that are your goals or something like that.
And a super cheap way to do it: go to Home Depot, get an 4x8 whiteboard piece or whatever. It's like literally $16 for a 4x8.
On Amazon, my board was like $16. So yeah, go on Amazon too.
There you go. Boom. So we have one more question, and then a lot of people saying great story, great motivation. Congrats. So super motivating, awesome story. So last question, Mason says, curious, how many trials have you had before taking the plunge and quitting your job? Or did you just dive head first?
5.
5 trials.
5 trials, 3 clients, quit my job.
So 5 trials turned into 3 clients. You said, I'm out, I'm done, I'm going for it.
Yep, I needed more time. Just at that point, I do believe I needed more time to finish the course. I mean, to tackle my business full time, because taking calls if you have a 9 to 5, after 5, it's hard to jump on calls, right? So literally, I did that during lunch and stuff like that. So I just quit because I knew I needed time.
Awesome, I love it. Johnny Vo, final tip for anybody who's getting started in this industry.
Take action. And
Love
then also, if you want a shortcut, learn from someone who has done it before. That's the best way to learn, and then teach.
I love it.
That's great. Johnny, thank you so much.
If you guys made it, I would say if you guys made it all the way through the show, hashtag Super Trooper down in the comments below. If you're watching live, hashtag live. If you're watching the replay, hashtag replay. Through all that stuff, boost the engagement. Let everybody know how much you're enjoying it, so other people will see it, and they'll see Johnny's story. They'll learn about what he's taught us tonight. And Shane, any final words?
Yeah, no, I just wanted to, thank everybody that's watched the show. Whether you just, just started, or you started at the beginning and then took off, that's okay. But if you watched all the way through, thank you so much for tuning into Whiskey Thursday. We really, really appreciate the amount of engagement that we're getting. We're really appreciating the amount, our viewership has doubled in this season 2, and thank you so much for that. And that just, that's all the members inside of the private group. That's all the members inside of the REMCM group. And it's great just to, hopefully, we're coming on these Whiskey Thursday shows and we're adding the value with the guests that we're having on. And tonight, Johnny, I really, I think just from myself and from Matt as well, I think I can speak for Matt. We really appreciate you coming on, taking the time. Of course I can. We really appreciate you taking the time. We know how busy everybody is. It's it's an hour and a half to 2 hours. And it means a lot to have students from the Academy that are succeeding and that are getting results and that are doing amazing things come on this show. We really, really appreciate it. Thank you so much for doing that. And on top of that, your story is super inspiring.
Yeah.
Anybody out there that is just starting out, I would highly recommend, reaching out to Johnny. Johnny's got a coaching program. And from my understanding, it's a great coaching program. You can learn from him. At the end of the day, he's just going to tell you to buy the Academy anyways, but hopefully he does. I'm assuming that's what you do because you're our #1 affiliate. So, but Johnny, again, great story. You've done amazing things here in such a short amount of time. And I'm sure I can speak for everyone. We can't wait to have you back on the show here in 6 months or a year from now when you're hitting your goals of $100,000 or more. And what an inspiring story, against all odds here. Just truly amazing. And we really appreciate you coming on the show. Thank you.
Yeah, we really do. And Johnny, best place for people to find you, just send you a message on Facebook?
Yep. Anywhere. I'm literally everywhere. You're probably going to see me on an ad somewhere on Facebook, on YouTube mostly. But yeah, just go ahead and message me on Facebook, guys.
Love it. Awesome.
And ladies.
Thanks so much. Thank you, everybody who's watching. We will see you next week.
Johnny, stick around.
Next week's special guest. Oh, shoot. I just deleted the tab. What are you talking about? Next week,
Sammy's coming on.
I thought it was Sammy. Next week, Sammy Bakey is going to be awesome, talking about working with influencers in this space. And again, we can't wait to see you there. Everybody, take care. We'll see you next week.
Bye, guys.
Oops.
All right, so I ended it. We'll see. Wait.
Yeah.
Did he bail?
He bailed. Yeah. Get back on really quickly.
Apparently our guest bailed before we could have our private conversation. So
yeah.
watch out for next time.
Hang on, let me tell him to get back on. Where'd you go?